Hey guys, Russell with Two Trail Hikers here. So down here in the shop working on the go-kart, and we're slowly getting everything built. We've done some modifications, put an aluminum battery tray in. We're getting everything set up and ready to mount the 57 Chevrolet body onto it. It's a fiberglass body, and we're doing some video clips and stuff on that. It's kind of hard to video the entire thing, but what I want to do today is do a quick review on this Iwiss IWISS HX50B Crimper. One of the things that we needed to do with the golf cart was replace all the battery cables, from the batteries to the controller back to the motor, and get all those set up to where they were in a lot better shape than what was on there originally. A lot of them, the ends had been partially replaced and just weren't in that great a shape. Wasn't making good connection, and two of the cables were about cut in two. So realistically, I mean, overall we're just doing a complete restoration on the golf cart itself. And I've used the crimpers now pretty much the entire time that I've been doing this. I'm down to the last cable, and I waited until the last cable to review these so I could have hands-on experience with how they performed and how they crimped. Now, the problem I got into with these is apparently they're made overseas, and the problem with that is one setting is pretty much too tight, and then one setting is too loose, so it's in between. Now I got this crimp started, and I'm gonna get it over here where you can see it if it'll focus in, and you can see how it's pinching there at the top. The problem is when you crimp this 4 gauge, it squeezes up to the top until it locks. And then once I take it loose and actually take this out, what you can see is that it's squeezed the fitting up here. It really doesn't do just a smooth round crimp to collapse the entire thing. It gives you this edge that sticks up right here. That's not that big of a deal really, because what I've done with all of our cables is I put heat shrink over the end of them, and that basically protects the end of it. I've got this heat shrink here that we'll just simply slide over, and then what I do is take a lighter and melt that all the way around. So basically, this is just a quick review. Did this serve my purpose? Yeah, I think they're, I don't know, $25 or so through Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below, and you know, you can give it a shot. You can push the button in on these once they're opened all the way up, and it allows you to adjust the sizes. And you can see it goes down to that little bitty one, that one, there's really big, 25, and then there's the 16 mark, which is what we've been using to crimp these ends for the golf cart. You know, coming over to the actual cart itself, get this couple tools out of the way here. But you come over here, and I mean, you can see these ends. I mean, they're good. They're solid. I've got them heat shrinked. You know, coming over and looking at the controllers and everything, and then the wiring and stuff running back to the motor. It's basically, it's all new ends, and we've got the heat shrink put on there, and the cable that I'm making now is this last connection cable between the two batteries right here, going from the positive to the negative. It's a 36 volt cart, so it's not going to be a speed demon or anything like that. It's really just going to be something that we can pull behind the RV. We can put around the campground, drive it around here, take it to the beach, you know, whatever the case may be. But the crimp tool, like I said, for the price, for what it does, and these ends, these are 4 gauge 5/16 ends. Get them off of Amazon. You can get a pack of 10 for about $9. So they're about $1 a piece by the time you get them in. And the actual cable that we used, it came from Amazon, and I'll put links to all this stuff down in the description for those of you that are interested in redoing the batteries on your golf cart. We bought a 25-foot roll. This stuff's called Tough Flex Heavy Duty Welding Cable. It's rated for 600 volts. It's got way more strands in it, and there's finer strands than a standard battery cable. My understanding is they're supposed to carry amperage and voltage better. However that works, I'm no electrical engineer, so I don't know how that plays versus the larger winds versus the smaller winds. I think this has got, I don't know, 200 winds in it, where a battery cable for a car's got 60, something like that. Those numbers are probably not exact. But realistically, review on the Iwiss HX50B, 6mm to 50mm. It says here it'll do 3 AUG, 7 AUG, 2 AUG, 0 AUG, and 9 AUG wire. Now we're doing 4, so when we go down to the 3 or up to the 7, we're either too small or too big realistically. My recommendation would probably be to look for one of these tools like this that is rated to do the specific wire that you're going to use. If you're going to use 4 AUG, look for one of these that'll do 4 AUG terminals instead of doing like we've done and got this one. But guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Stick with us. We're going to be coming to you with more videos and more reviews, more how-tos, and hopefully we're going to have you an update video on this golf cart in the next couple of days. I think the plan is to hopefully get it put together and ready to go for a trip down to the Keys in a couple of weeks. And if it works out. If not, then I've spent a lot of time working on it and didn't make my deadline. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Give us a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be coming to you with more.